Welcome to the Stop Money Anxiety Now live podcast show number 0. And today's episode is called, What is Money Anxiety? Welcome to the Stop Money Anxiety Now podcast show. I am your host, Wei Hong from the Six Figure Academy, and this is the podcast show where I give you real-world tips, strategies, and interviews with other entrepreneurs on how to eliminate the money blocks and anxiety so that you can create a prosperous and abundant lifestyle in business, free of financial stress and worry. Now, this particular episode is kind of like the pre-show to the entire series. It's episode number 0, like I stated, and it's probably going to be the only one that's going to be pre-recorded and not live. Now, the live episode is going to be airing every single week on Tuesdays at noon Pacific Standard Time, starting in March 2017. And the reason why I wanted to jump on this was just do a real quick introduction as to why this show is so important for you, the entrepreneur, and the reason why I decided to finally put this show on. Because it's all about money anxiety. And how can I make an entire series on just money anxiety? Because it's that important. Money anxiety can mean the difference between success and bankruptcy in your entrepreneurship. It can mean the difference between a successful relationship in your life, intimate relationship, personal relationship, marriage, or divorce. It could also mean the difference between life and death. Yes, I am absolutely serious because that's what I found, how intense and how important money anxiety is to be eliminated as a virus from your life. And unlike a virus, we have sequences that we can get rid of that. So this show is basically all about that. Now, one might ask, well, how is money anxiety going to can create all that? That's what the show is about, because what we do here at the Six Figure Academy is specifically around helping people getting that money monkey off their back, rewriting and redefining what wealth is in their life. Okay? Rewriting the entire money story, because we all have one, on how money operates and works in our lives. And then creating a abundant and prosperous and a wealthy lifestyle, a life by design where money is an ally versus a thorn in our side. If you are thinking about money, as you're thinking about money and you have like a bad relationship with it, how do you know that? If you think about bills and you think about debt and you look at it as a bad thing, that is a form of money anxiety. If you find yourself stressed out at night, not being able to sleep, thinking about the next steps or whether or not you're going to be able to make the same amount of money this year that you made last year or this month like you made last month, then that is a form of money anxiety. It's a state of mind that literally holds you back, creates problems in all areas of your life, whether you realize it or not. The best way for me to kind of is to talk about my story about how I found out that I was like suffering from money anxiety before I got it resolved. See, when I was younger, my first experience with money to truly learn about money was in a household where money was never talked about. But my dad decided, and bless his heart, he attempted to teach me about money by giving me a credit card one time at a very young age and said, this is for emergencies only. Now, if you can imagine, a 13-year-old version of emergency, definition of an emergency, is vastly different from a 40-year-old. And yeah, the very first month was absolutely magical for me. Okay, there were a lot of emergencies in my life. For example, like there was a limited edition comic book that just came out and I had to have it. I got a hold of the cash advance PIN number, and it was a magical moment where I thought, oh my God, this card is amazing. I think money's great, without truly understanding what that is. End of the month comes, my dad gets a bill. Yep, I got in trouble. And back then, my parents did not hold back and truly punishing me for making mistakes. Not only was I lectured at, but I was traumatized. I was beaten into me and all the things I'm supposed to learn. And I got to a point where I didn't even understand. I couldn't even hear what I was supposed to learn from the experience anymore. I just wanted the pain to stop. Fortunately, my dad was also able to remove the pain. And we did that by simply extending his hand, asking me to pull out my card and give it back to him. And he said this to me, he says, "Give me back the card. I'm taking it away because you're not ready. I'll let you know when you're ready." And in that moment, little Wei learned a powerful lesson about money. He developed a belief that when it came to money, Wei got in trouble. Fast forward years later in my life, when I became an entrepreneur, I would amass hundreds of thousands of dollars in a bank account, and 30 days later, it'd be gone. And it would consistently happen over and over and over again. That money story continued to run, and people ask me all the time, "Well, Wei, you're an adult, you're not a kid anymore. Why does that story run?" Because my father was not only the person that taught me that lesson, but he also represented safety, home, love, authority, someone to be respected. And that inner child inside of me, that unconscious mind of mine, latched on to that story and spent my entire life running it over and over again. That is just one form out of millions of what money anxiety can be. For every person on this planet, there is a different story that runs around money. Money being in exchange for goods, money being exchanged for services. Okay? It wasn't until I got that money anxiety piece handled that my life completely turned around when it came to prosperity, abundance, actually being financially better off than where I was before. So if you find yourself in that circumstance where you're not financially where you want to be, chances are there's a good probability that you are dealing with or trying to manage with that money anxiety without really knowing how. Here at the Six Figure Academy, we figured out how, but what we're going to do with this show is through stories, through interviews, through our weekly discussions, opening up the channels for you to participate from our chat forums, ask questions live on the air to get the support to eliminate, to stop money anxiety now. Ergo, the name of the show. And this is what I just wanted to do with this first pre-show show, number 00. Okay? So make sure that you subscribe to our iTunes podcast for this show. Spreaker.com is the platform that we're using for the live broadcast. They actually have an app. So you can download it on your computer, or you could download it on your phone. In fact, on the computer, you just need to use your website or your web page, your browser. And on the phone, you can actually download the Spreaker.com, that's Spreaker.com. You could download the app, which gives you access to all the entire directory. You could do a search for Stop Money Anxiety Now, or you could do a search for my name, but just go search for Stop Money Anxiety Now, and that way you could subscribe to it so that you don't miss an episode. And if you are not where you want to be as an entrepreneur from a financial standpoint, and let me tell you something, money anxiety exists whether you have a ton of money, millions of dollars, or you're just a well-funded startup entrepreneur. It is there. Money anxiety exists independent of money. We're going to be going a lot deeper as to why that is, but just know that if you are not where you want to be, if you're struggling at home, if you're struggling at work, if you are frustrated why you aren't making the money, or you don't have the money that you truly want to do what you want to do in this life or with your business, you are probably, and most likely, and I could say most congruently because of what I've seen in my career helping other entrepreneurs eliminate money anxiety, you are probably suffering from money anxiety and you don't want to miss this show. Okay? get supported, subscribe to the show, and I look forward to hearing from you. Again, Spreaker.com, download the app, put it on your phone, subscribe to us on iTunes. We also have our on our webpage, you can listen directly there. That's the Six Figure Academy. That's the number 6figureacademy.com/radio. So you can actually see a playlist of all the episodes in case you miss one. And then otherwise, download the app and go on there to catch it live so you can jump on the chat room and just participate, ask questions, ask our guests questions. Our guests are going to be talking about their story, their successes. Some guests will be coming in just to get some cool coaching on the air so that you can experience the same breakthroughs that they experience. Okay, I'm really excited about this. You can probably tell, and I'm looking forward to meeting you on the air on the Stop Money Anxiety Now every Tuesday at noon Pacific Standard. See you there. Don't hesitate. Make sure you subscribe. All right, listen to you or see you soon.